Okay, now that we've gone over optimization and ways to make our map run faster, let's look at ways that we can slow it down. Nah, shouldn't be too big of a deal, but yeah, some of this stuff does slow down your map that we're going to go through. But let's take a quick look at some environment explosions and some fog and smoke and fire and stuff like that. A lot of good stuff. Alright, so we'll get right to it. The entity tool, let's check out the environment fire. And let's place a few environment fire entities, a few on each side of our turrets on either side of the map. So 1, 2, 3, not right on top of each other, but not that far away from each other either. We'll do that on either side. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to grab one from each of our areas here. The middle one if possible. Yeah, they're all kind of in the middle of a triangle. Okay, and we're going to bring up our properties and take a look at what we've got. Got the different size of the fire. We'll make the one that we selected the biggest. Maybe go up to like 128, make a nice tall flame. The damage scale, we can make all of them do more damage, but we'll just say that this guy here does 3 times the damage of a normal fire. The size we already adjusted. The duration, how long the flame is actually going to last. In our flags, we actually say infinite duration. Start on. We don't want them to start on because we're going to actually trigger it. And fire actually will ignite other fires. So we'll turn on the infinite duration on each of the center ones. And you also look at the class info. There's ignition points, so how much damage it's going to do before, or how much damage it can take before it's going to ignite itself. So with that done, we'll just name these 3 fires that we have. We'll name them Fire. Let's see. We'll name this one Fire Allies, I guess, or we'll name them all Fire Allies for now. And then we'll look and see which side we're actually on. This is the axis. So the other 2 we'll leave as Fire Allies, and these guys will change to Fire Axis. Fire Axis. And we just got to remember which one we named. Oh, there it was. Okay, Fire Axis. And we're going to do a couple things. Before we set up the output that's going to light those on fire, let's go over here with our Func Fizz boxes and place an entity called an environment explosion. Now we also have an environment fizz explosion, which is an explosion without the actual fireball. It's just kind of pushes things around. And you can have it do damage. It's usually a good way just to get some things moving or push the player out of an area or something like that. We want an environment explosion so that we actually get that big fireball and everything. And with its options, we'll call this explosion axis. And you can look at some of its other stuff. We can parent it to something if it's moving. The magnitude, I want to be careful with the magnitude so we don't kill the person running by. But you could probably do something like 150 for the multiplier. I don't know, adjust that. The radius, how far it's actually going to go out. You can shrink or grow that. The sprite that's going to use for fire, you'll see that if you browse for fire, there's different flames and stuff, but the default is typically best. Render mode, additive or normal, so how is it going to blend in? Additive is your best bet. We have flags for doing no damage, but actually just appearing to be an explosion, not leaving any decals or any scarring on the wall, stuff like that. Okay, let's go over to the other side. We'll do the same thing. We'll add one in. We'll change its name to Explosion Allies. Whoop. Allies. Okay. And now, just for fun, let's say that when... Let's see, we're on the Allies side again, right? I keep forgetting. Yep. Nope. Oh, we're pasting. I'm probably putting explosions all over the place. Allies, yep. So when the Axis comes over here to the Allies base and they try to take the flag, the very first time they do, or every time they do, but let's just go to the outputs, hit add, and we're going to say that on Axis, since we're on the Allies side, on Axis start capture, we can make that explosion go off. So we will say on Axis start cap, targets entities explosion allies, where we're standing, is going to explode. There it is, explode. Okay, and we'll copy and paste, and we will change that now to be the fire, one of our fire allies. Apply that, and we'll change its parameter to, what happened? Move this out. Fire allies is going to not explode, it's going to start fire. There we go. And we can have it set a delay if we want. Let's give it a delay of a second. And let's see, fire only once. We do. We only want it to fire once, these outputs. So only the first time that they do this is it going to fire. Okay, and we'll do the opposite on the other side. So this guy, which is in our axis camp, we'll add an output so that when the allies capture, or start capture, the explosion axis explodes. And another one so that on allies start capture, our fire on the axis side starts. Okay, we'll give that a delay just like we did before. Make sure that fire only once is checked. And what else can we do? Let's just add one more environment type effect. Some smoke. We can just add some smoke right to the center here. So we'll come inside to our hallway, and we'll just create an area here that we'll fill with some volumetric smoke. So not completely different from the fog you use with your skybox, but more like the kind of smoke grenades that they use inside of Day of Defeat. So here we go. We'll just get an invisible texture or something so we can see what's going on. Make that, select it, tie it to an entity, and we're looking for a func underscore smoke volume. Also have some other dust clouds and stuff like that, but we'll use a func smoke volume. We're not going to trigger it, it's just going to happen. So let's change its color. Something, we could just be white. It'd be nice white smoke. Maybe give it a gray on the secondary color. You could even tint it towards blue or something, whatever you want. Apply that. Take a look at its flags, just if it's emissive or not. We don't need it to be emissive, so that should do it. We can actually, let's see, maybe bring up the width of the particles, 120. Spread distance, we can bring that down, make it dense. Speed, how quickly do you want to move? Not too fast, something like that. We won't really, oh, that's rotation. Leave that where it was. Movement speed will go up a little bit. Density, just leave that at 1. Alright, so we've got some explosions timed up, and we've got an environment effect there with the smoke and our fire also being triggered. So let's just take a look at those environment effects that you can add. There's also some other cool stuff like beams you just attach to a couple different points, some little sparkly dust motes and stuff like that. All fun stuff to take a look at, but we'll just save this as 4rooms underscore effects or something. Not really effects, mostly just kind of atmosphere type entities, but environment entities. But we got that saved. We'll run our map normal. Take a look at what we got going on. Let's pick a guy.
Defend the area, man. Our positions are under attack.
Alright, so we got our smoke filling up the room. Makes it hard to see. We could put it lower and you actually couldn't see it all through there. It's kind of cool. We can snipe feet or something, but you get in there. Makes it tricky, kind of masks what's going on the other side of the hallway. Be fun. Get in here. Let's see. See our fizz boxes. Turn on our flashlight. And we'll back up and look what happens when we hit that area. Oh, explosion. The fizz boxes come out. Almost killed me. But I'm here capturing the flag. So wasn't that all worth it? And let's see. It should have ignited. Oh, yep. Should have ignited our fire as well, which almost killed me. So now we got this fire burning. So as soon as that flag's been taken, that's kind of cool. Now if I want to get over there oh, it's going to take a while, and I think if actually I try to get out of there, I'm going to die, so I'm just going to go up the ladder and not die. But there we go. We got explosions, we got smoke, you got flames. Some of this stuff, like the smoke, is going to take a lot of system resources. If you look at your optimization panels there, you'll probably see it spiking. But still, a lot of fun, and with a level this small, could get away with it. But we'll want to make this level a lot bigger at some point. So anyway, play with all your different environment entities, function entities, and get some cool looking stuff in there.